What is your favorite IPL team?
Well, I'm from Pune, so it was Pune. I now live in Bombay. It will never be Bombay.
Get out of here.
Shaq was the number 2 in those
Yeah, I
championships.
mean, obviously, it's Kobe.
Overall, Shaq won in life. I mean, he's still alive.
He had a much better season at Chelsea than he ever
Not
had at
much
United.
better, bro. Not much
Bro,
better.
Tana, you must have watched one Chelsea game the entire season.
So the players do become better once they leave United.
No.
Who has the most aura, bro, out of all of that?
If you're going to give me another crap season after what I had to endure last year where I was relegation fodder, you can't be here.
We do not have time for a third hot take. I'm sorry to say.
Hey chat, hi, what's up? We're back in studio. Travis Kelce has a huge hog. Diddy is guilty. And Rohit Sharma is not the captain anymore. But we're not going to discuss any of that. We're back in studio with the same format, with a listener coming in with their hot take, with Zeus, Tanay, and of course, the very special guest.
Our guest today is Khush. He specifically asked us not to talk about his previous business. That's all I'm going to leave it at. So welcome to the show, Khush.
Welcome.
Thank you, guys.
We're not going to talk about the business.
We're not gonna talk
If you
about
know, you know.
If you know.
And if you know, keep it to yourself.
Coach, I'm looking for some new shoes. But
You and me both.
Khush, you've obviously submitted a hot take to us. But before we get into that, we have 3 easy quick fire questions for you.
Okay.
First, who is your favorite athlete across all sports?
Who is my favorite? It has to be Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, it has to be Ronaldo.
And your favorite football club for our Spotify listeners?
If it wasn't very obvious, it is Manchester United.
Let's go.
Yeah.
are we getting the same demographic of people
That's what
again
I'm saying.
and
I
again?
get to see
show
the comments
after-
saying, Pinchot, get somebody.
People
It's
comment on our post.
Okay, and lastly, what is your favorite IPL team?
Well, I'm from Pune, so it was Pune. I now live in Bombay. It will never be Bombay
Oh.
because they robbed us
Get
of
out of
our
here.
one fucking IPL title.
Get out of here.
We were one final. That team was only alive for 2 years. We were about to get one title, and I mean, I'm not going
Won
to
they
comment on that.
Two
game.
teams.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that was going to be my question. Did you support Pune Warriors India or Pune Super Giants?
Both.
Both?
I'm Pune, so I supported both. even
That's
though
fair.
But
Yeah.
wasn't the second iteration basically Chennai Super Kings?
No, Dhoni was terrible, so no.
Dhoni's been pretty terrible for years.
But I kind of respect that. I mean, you live in Bombay now, but you're from Pune, and we respect that as a show that support where you're from.
And now I have the generic answer, which is Bangalore.
Why Bangalore?
It's just the cool
Kohli.
team to support now.
Don't you think there are more and more Bangalore fans
I think
cropping up all over the place?
It's
ever since they won the
infuriating, bro.
IPL?
I think Bangalore might have the biggest, after Mumbai, just because of sheer size. I think RCB probably have the biggest fan base.
No, even
Chennai.
including
I think bigger than Chennai is RCB.
including Mumbai, I would say it is RCB and Chennai have more than Mumbai Indians. I would say.
You-
Just
you
because
think?
of Kohli
No.
and Dhoni, bro. Yeah.
I think the sheer size of Mumbai alone. But actually, that's also true. How many RCB fans do we fucking encounter?
Yeah,
here?
when we go to Nariman Point and all.
Nariman?
Marine Drive.
Nariman Point, no, Marine Drive.
Marine
But
Drive.
I think the fan size of fandom is Chennai, Mumbai, and then RCB. What do you all think?
I think it's Mumbai, RCB, Chennai.
I think it's RCB, Chennai, Mumbai.
Damn.
What do you think?
I think
Pune.
it's Chennai, RCB, Mumbai. Because I feel like for a lot of, like you guys mentioned, for a lot of states or cities where you do not have a team, I think because of Kohli, it's very obviously Bangalore. And I feel like Bangalore's just a cool team to support. You know, they always got like the nicest players. I mean, if you just track like RCB from the start, like the hottest cheerleaders.
Yeah, the first
Right.
first team to get.
Vijay
No, that
Mallya,
was
king
Pune.
of good times.
That's our favorite.
Like, just the vibes
person,
were just
bro.
awesome from day one. You know, you had
Pu-
Chris Gale, you
Yeah.
had Virat Kohli,
And
you had
Deepika
AB de Villiers,
Pune,
Deepika Padukone.
Pune was actually the first team to get in foreign cheerleaders into this thing. So I'm seeing he brought up cheerleaders only first.
No.
So we're seeing a trend here.
The first, if you can find a picture of Pune Warriors as cheerleaders, please look it up. That made me want to stop watching the game.
Okay, another question we ask our guests is who is your favorite or the greatest sports duo of all time?
This is a good one.
Great question.
Fuck, I don't know. Shaq and Kobe?
Okay.
Shaq and Kobe.
I mean, yeah, I guess they're a duo, but they're a big duo, but then they also like separated and hated
But
each other
still,
for
they were
years.
one of the greatest.
No, of
man.
course.
3
but
championships.
3
in-
years, yeah.
But that's going to happen. They're going to hate each other because
when
they
you
were
all are
both the
both
best in the league and playing together. So obviously, this person, one is going to think that I can do it without the other. And they both actually did. They both won championships without each other. So they were
but
that good.
Shaq was the number 2 in those
Yeah, I
championships.
mean, obviously, it's
In-
Kobe.
And Heat, D-Wade
Yeah, in
was
Heat
number
he
one.
was, but in Lakers he
No,
was
Lakers, yeah.
one.
Lakers, he was
Yeah.
Batman, yeah.
And overall,
Kobe was-
Shaq won in life.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still alive.
And he's taller.
Chalo, let's get into it. Get it off your chest. I don't know what we're calling this segment. I keep saying get it off your chest.
Get it off your chest, I like
Get it off your
Yeah,
chest.
okay.
Is that what we
That's
should
a
go?
good one.
Okay, cool. Khush, get it off your chest. Khush, you sent us 2 hot takes regarding the current state of Manchester United. The same old story. So since the 2 takes are quite similar,
Yeah.
we're going to discuss them as one.
Okay.
In 2 parts, here's your take. Firstly, it's I don't blame Amorim for what's going on, and his system is actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Players don't actually get better when they leave United.
Yes. Both.
Cool. So,
I stand by both very strongly.
Flaw is yours.
Yes.
Floor is mine. Okay, so I'll start with point 1, which is that I don't think the Amorim is at fault. The system is at fault. I think every single United manager has to go through like the worst media in world football, definitely in the UK. And whenever they're not performing, there is always one thing which is singled out, right? What we've seen over all the past managers post SAF is that you guys come with an idea or an identity and you'll lose it somewhere along the way and you'll let the players take over. And here's the first guy that's coming and saying that I'm going to stick by what I'm saying. Like, I don't care about the players. Like, if Rashford's your favorite player and he doesn't play my way, he's out. If you like I really liked Garnacho, by the way. I think he was fucking awesome. He's going to be the next best winger. You're definitely a 100 mil player there. But kicked Garnacho out. I kind of respect that you're the first guy willing to say that I don't care how good this player was or what the prospect is. Let them go if they can't play my way. And I kind of like the way he plays. I think it's a new take on football, like I think he gets a lot of flack for this 3 at the back, but if you're actually looking at the league, there's lots of managers playing 3 at the back. We all love Crystal Palace, don't we? 3 at the back.
Yeah, there's none of them winning.
Yeah, they are winning.
But Palace also keeps, changing it
Yeah,
up,
Palace,
right?
they do play
Palace,
full back
They're
now.
a little more fluid.
Yeah.
But I'm saying essentially on paper, that's a 3 at the back system. Aston Villa play 3 at the back very frequently. Spurs, Thomas Frank actually plays with 3 and 5 at the back very
that a good
frequently. My point is that it's just a new take on football. Like, football as a sport keeps like revolutionizing. My favorite manager ever post SAF obviously was Jose Mourinho, and you see like what Jose is going through now. Like, he's a fossil in modern football. When you brought the guy in, he was the winningest manager in Europe. His last ever Champions League game for Sporting Lisbon, he beat Manchester City 4-1. Like, that's not a guy that doesn't know what he's doing. I think the blame is still on the players. It's just the basic stuff that these guys suck at. Like, if we can just do the basics right, like, you'll be good. When you look at the Sunderland game, they won the Sunderland game. They started the game well. They scored 2 goals. Second half, they did really virtually nothing. Like, there was no real goal scoring threat in the second half. But like, even when you listen to what the manager had to say post the game, he's just like, they won the second balls. They were compact. Everyone knew their positions well. Basically, all he said is that today they did the basics right. Like, and that's really all you need to do. I think if you just play basic football, like, it's not a hard system to implement.
What about the players who've gone out?
Yes. Now let's get to the players that have gone out. Which of them really do get better? Who are we thinking about getting better? I would probably only say 2 players that actually got better. I mean, not better, but have actually probably been good post
McTominay.
moving on.
I can just read out some stats for you.
Yeah.
Okay, you tell me which one is a better version of that player.
Okay.
23-24, 9 goals, 3 assists in 39 appearances. 24-25, 12 goals, 4 assists in 34 games, and won the best player of that league.
So
Which iteration was better?
The second one.
Second one.
Yeah.
So that was McTominay.
That was
Yeah.
McTominay.
Now let's move on to the second player.
I guessed your answer before you said it.
We're
gonna
doing a
pick
blind ranking, okay? 22-23 season, 1 goal, 2 assists in 26 appearances. Cut to 23-25 is 11 goals, 20 assists in 74 league games. Which iteration was better? First one or the second one?
The second one, and it's
I think
Anthony.
in isolation.
And that's Anthony.
Anthony,
No,
that's
it's-
Anthony.
It's Anthony Alanga.
Okay.
That's what I was going to say. Let me finish what I'm trying to say.
Went to
Elanga.
Nottingham and then went to
Newcastle.
Great.
Now.
Let's move on to the next one.
Okay.
23-24, 3 goals, 2 assists, 38 appearances. 25-26, 4 goals, 4 assists in the first 10 matches.
Okay.
Who's that?
That is Anthony.
Hoyland.
No, that was Anthony. But
Okay.
which iteration was better, first or second?
Second.
Which was after he left
I
United.
disagree. That one I'm gonna fight. But
Then
Even I will
let's
fight.
go on to the fourth player. 8 goals, 5 assists in 43 appearances. Cut to the second iteration is 2 goals, 3 assists in like I think 5 to 6 games.
now, I think
That's
it.
Højlund.
I think you're
Højlund.
talking about
No.
Højlund, and Højlund.
I
has-
think I'm talking
Sancho?
about Marcus Rashford.
Oh, no, Rashford, you didn't count Aston Villa.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Rashford-
I didn't. Count.
You can't.
I didn't count Aston
But he was good at Villa. He
Bullshit.
was great
But
at
he
Villa.
was good at Villa.
He was not great.
I mean, he was coming on as a sub. He
He-
wasn't starting for them. Every time he came,
If
he made
he's,
an impact.
why is he coming on as a sub for Aston Villa if he's that
His
good?
performance.
He's not that good. He might be better at United. Better
One
than he
minute.
was at United doesn't mean he's good enough to make it into the starting
What?
lineup of Villa. No.
And his performances at Villa got him the move to Barcelona.
Actually, no. Neither of those are true.
No,
Second,
absolutely not with Rashford.
last player.
I like to talk about every.
Last
yeah.
player
These
is
are good
the
ones.
first iteration is 4 goals, 0 assists in 32 Premier League games.
This is Højlund.
The second
This is
iteration of
Højlund.
that person is in the 25-26 season is 4 Serie A goals and 2 UCL goals.
Yeah, that's Højlund.
Which
for sure.
iteration is better?
Højlund.
Second.
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 So the players do become better once they leave United.
Well, you left
no.
half of Rashford's stats first off. You didn't give us Garnacho's stats after he left.
I'm not
played?
talking.
Serious,
I'm not
you know
saying
Garnacho's?
my
He
argument
has,
was
he's played like a game or two.
yeah,
Bro.
but my argument was not
What do you
that.
mean that? Of course that matters,
For Rashford,
bro.
he's counting 4 games that he's played this season, whatever it is.
But that
and for
play-
Garnacho, nothing.
Rashford went on loan, and that loan got him a move to Barcelona. Whether
Yeah.
you like it or not, that was the series of events.
No, that's not what happened.
It's not
What
a
happened
it's
then?
not a causation. It's not a correlation
Okay.
or a causation. Neither actually.
We are not a science podcast. Let's not
Yeah.
get into that.
Push, go ahead.
Since it is a casual take. Who was the first player that you had named? That you had gone on?
McTominay.
McTominay. Okay, so McTominay, did he get better? I'm going to say yes. And I don't think it's because and I will not say that it was because of the league being easier or the team probably being a little bit better in a less competitive league, both of which are true, by the way. I think at United, he was grossly misprofiled as a midfielder. I think we had a similar problem with Paul Pogba, who was a world-class midfielder until he arrived. Why was he terrible? Why were both of them worse off at United when they were before? Is because, well, I think even with McTominay, he's a box-crashing midfielder that got forward a lot more at Napoli. Basically, Antonio Conte brought him in and said, this is what you do best is exactly what I want you to do.
Sure.
At United, he was a force-fitted number 6. We always just wanted him to be a number 6, but he was always putting in clumsy tackles, late tackles. He was constantly getting booked because that's probably not what he was best at.
And I agree.
I think his strengths were really played on in his move.
And I agree with you. That's what happens to these players once they leave United is their strengths. They're played to their strengths instead of getting force-fitted into a system that a manager's...
I don't think that's true though, because I think personally had Scott stayed on beyond those few months of Ten Hag, I think he would have been a Amorim favourite because of his physicality and the fact that the guy can keep running between boxes constantly.
But where would he play in this Amorim system?
He'd play amongst the 2 midfielders. I'm quite certain. He'd play amongst the 2. I'm pretty sure he would actually drop Ugarte, who's not the most intelligent
He's
footballer
ass.
to
I
put
think
it lightly.
McTominay,
I
that
think
role
McTominay
is the
would have.
same as what he would be doing, what he was doing under...
No, I think what McTominay can do is what Amorim wants Kobe Mainoo to do. And Kobe Mainoo probably just lacks the physicality. But I think Scott McTominay would have probably been fine and at United as well. And he's better at Napoli because he finally gets to play to his strength. I mean, Paul Pogba also was one of the most creative midfielders in the world, and you had him playing number 6, so as essentially a holding midfielder at United, you're wasting the player. So it's about players arriving, the managers which bring them in getting sacked, and then the next guy not knowing what to do with them. That was essentially the problem with Scott McTominay.
Either way, McTominay is an exception to
I will
what you
give
were
it-
saying.
I will give it to
He has
McTominay.
been better.
Rashford, guys, all of y'all are wrong.
Why?
He was neither, nor was he unimpactful at Villa, nor did that Villa move earn him the move to Barcelona. He got injured 2 months into his Villa loan and didn't play again.
While
He was still adjusting to life at Aston Villa under Unai Emery, which is why he was coming on. He had that smashing game against PSG, which he normally has. He always smashes PSG. He got injured very soon. I think it was a game or 2 after, and done. That was his season. So really, there wasn't much of a sample size there for Barcelona to look at and be like, yeah, we want to bring Rashford.
I mean, he played 10 games for Villa in total. He had 2 goals and 3 assists.
Correct.
Out of those 10 games, he's played in 4 of them for less than 30 minutes. Every game that he's played for 45 minutes or more, bar 2 of them, he's got a goal or an assist.
But I am sort of with you. I am not saying that he was poor. I'm saying that while he was still adjusting to life at Aston Villa, he got injured. So he couldn't be a starter. Probably Emery wanted to phase him into being a regular starter, but
He
he got hurt. And he didn't play enough ultimately. Like Barcelona's not going to decide if they want a player or not based on 10 games.
No, they've obviously looked at
Yeah.
Rashford being a player that he was.
Rashford was far down the pecking order, guys. They wanted Nico Williams. Nico Williams first agreed and then bounced. They wanted Luis Diaz. Liverpool told them to fuck off. And then eventually they're like, okay, we can't really get anybody. Marcus, you're still free.
But he went to Barcelona and
He's
so
killing
far
it.
so good, right?
So far, so good. And he's doing well again. For now, the next player, the same reason the next player is doing well, Anthony. His first 3 games, he scored in all of them. But then he quickly got figured out in the English league. 3 goals in 3 games. He even scored against I would probably give his first season at United solid 6 on 10. Because apart from those few Premier League goals, he also scored against Barcelona, right? The winning goal.
Yeah.
Which progressed. So I would say his first season was not so bad. But the Premier League is ultra competitive. Anyone can figure you out, really, in this league. So he just got figured out. And I think at Betis in the Spanish league, which is more technical in nature versus physical, he really does get to do more of what he's better at.
But I mean, I think you're proving my point in the sense that United get these players, profile them incorrectly, force them into these roles that they're not supposed to play, which then
But
leads them to having these shit performances. And once they leave, they can spread their wings and really do well.
Even Lingard, we didn't even go to Lingard. Like
Yeah,
Lingard, after he left, he was fucking killing it at West Ham.
West
That
Ham,
same
yeah.
league also.
And then he went to Seoul and then he was killing it there also.
Forget the soul part. That's like crazy.
but you didn't bring up Sancho. Why? Because he's shit.
He had a much better season at Chelsea than he ever
Not
had at
much
United.
better, bro.
What
Not
did he have
much
at
No,
better.
Tana, you must have watched one Chelsea game.
What
the
did he
entire
watch?
season.
What
I've
did
watched
he,
a few
what
games
was his
of-
Sancho was insanely good that first half of the season, and then he got injured.
You're joking. Not insanely
That
good.
was
You can't
very
say
good.
insanely
Continue,
good.
Okay,
I'll look
better.
up the stats.
Better.
That's a really bad-
Compared to what he was
Not
playing at United,
really,
he was much
bro.
better.
Again, no. I think he had I think he's a terrible kid. Horrible mentality. I think he would have done the same numbers at United if
But he
if the manager didn't piss him off, which was a ridiculous reason to
Ifs
get
and
pissed
there's
off.
Too many ifs in your
I mean, no.
United, bro.
Think about it, right? Like, when did he play? In Ten Hag's first season, he's apparently depressed as fuck. He's putting on a ton of weight. Ten Hag's like, you know what? Cool. Take a 3-month paid vacation.
But that's all
Come
a
back
United
clearing your
problem.
head.
It all comes back down to United.
I don't think that's true. I just think
But-
that's a player with a. I'm sorry, but like you could argue that if the problem was only at United, but why didn't he stay at Chelsea? Chelsea was a.
We didn't want him. He was dying to stay there.
He went,
Why didn't you
no,
want him if he's
that's
playing so
wrong.
great, bro?
That's
Because
not what
Maresca's
happened.
different. He wanted different people.
No, yes, I think if you
But if
really
he's
look at the
playing great,
reason,
why don't you want
if you
him?
really look at the
Because there's a lot of
reason,
money also.
Okay, at
Got a lot of
United,
money.
he had-
It's financial thoughts to think of.
At
bro.
United, he had 82. He played 82 games, 12 goals. At Chelsea, 41 games, 5 goals.
roughly the same number.
Did-
Every person, you can't just look at, okay, he's got this many games, this guy.
I'm
You're
just-
not giving
I'm
us
just-
the whole
goals.
first
I'm
half
just
of
laying
the
the
show.
facts.
If the players can just do the basics right, this is not a terrible team. But you had a striker that just could not score to save his life last year. You had a midfield, you still have a midfield that just cannot play the way they're meant to play. You have a defense that regularly fucking forgets what they have to do.
But does that not come back to your first point then? About if his system is actually working, you're saying there's midfield players that don't know how to play the role that Amorim wants them to play, then change the system. No, you have to be able to adapt. United's problem
Once you give
is
way-
that they don't have elite wing backs. They don't have players that play in that position.
I am with you.
You look at 3 backs, like you look at
Absolutely.
the last 3 or 5 back, whatever you want to call it, that really worked in the Premier League was Conte. When he came, and even he came and he started off the season with a 4 back because he thought that was what was working in the Premier League. He lost 3-0 to Arsenal, and the next game he switched it to a 5 back, and we were insane after that.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Look, you had Victor Moses on one side, who's not a world-class player, and you had Marcus Alonso. Now, Victor Moses has been a right winger all his life.
Yeah.
Marcus Alonso came from Fiorentina, was a left midfielder. These are guys who know how to attack. When you have a 5-back, your wing-backs have to know how to play attack. I almost think he's missing out by not playing Diallo there. Diallo on the right wing instead of Dalo.
When he played
Mino being
against
benched is
Sunderland-
just crazy.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
I agree. Both those points I do agree. I think Diallo played against Sunderland and he had a great game. So I'm fully with you there. In fact, I also agree actually that I think one of the bigger problems on why the system isn't clicking is the wing backs. Because exactly like you said, they just don't know what to play. In many phases of the play, guys, this is not a 3-back system. This is a 5-back. We
Yeah,
play
it is
5
a
at the back. He keeps getting called out for playing 3 centre backs and assuming there's a 3-back system, but this is a 5-back
I think the
for
3-back,
80%.
5-back thing is only like
I mean,
a full
it's for
scale,
80%
yeah.
of the game, but the idea is when you're defending, you should have 5, and when the ball's progressing,
Correct.
you should have 4 in midfield and 3
Exactly.
at the back.
Yeah,
but
one guy
Dallo
almost
never
inverse.
knows when to progress. Lalo doesn't know when to track
Let
back.
him leave the club, he'll progress.
I agree. I think
Sure.
my other hot take actually was I think we should not have bought Shesko this year. I don't think a
We do
striker
not have time
was.
for a third hot take. I'm sorry to say.
I know it sounds crazy to say that because of the how few goals we scored last year, but you've got Mbuemo and Cunha in, who were two of the highest XG overperformers last year. Both Mbuemo had 20 goals, Cunha had I think 15 goals in all comps. I think those two alone should get you more goals than you had. I think taking your chance on Højlund is letting him maybe ride the bench or like rotate with Xerxes or even Bruno maybe playing in a false nine or Mount playing in a false nine. These you had enough options up there. I think you could have saved that 70 odd mil this year and maybe replaced Dalot. I think Dalot needs to be replaced more than those guys need to be replaced. And I think
And
you
a
could have
centre
maybe
mid.
got a
Ugarte.
midfielder.
So your take was that the system is pretty good.
It's
So
pretty
I
good.
asked ChatGPT what makes a good system.
Mm-hmm.
They said number one was clarity of roles.
Okay.
Does it seem like the United players have any clarity on what their roles are?
No, and I think the biggest problem in that is that their best player by far is Bruno, and he's also not sure about what role he's supposed to play in.
Exactly.
I think they have clarity for like 20 minutes every game, and then they just.
And then
It's gone.
Okay, number two is cohesion between faces. Like you said, the 5 at the back in defense, then 4 in midfield. The cohesion is not there between phases.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Number 3 is balance. This United team
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, look
reeks
at
of
any
imbalance.
team who's doing so badly, everything will be wrong.
Yeah, but it's fine. Let
The
him go on.
yeah.
The fourth point is adaptability, what he's talking about. The system has to be around the players. If your players are not adapting to the system, you change, you adapt, you move on.
Like the role he wants Casemiro to play, Casemiro's legs are gone. He's too late in his career now to do
I agree.
it.
And it also
And
seems
Ugarte
like
is too bad to do it.
And it also seems like it's a little static. Like you said, it's a dynamic formation that changes from 5 to 3 to 4. Clearly, they are not adapting within the game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Players fitted to the system. This I'm willing to give Amorim some slack on because he's not had enough transfer windows to like get out all the gunk from the Ten Hag.
Yeah.
I think 2 full transfers windows is then.
Yeah.
After that is fair to judge.
6, they said repetition and coaching, which I'm not going to get into. It's not
It's
nothing of ours to do. It's
We
the
don't know
coaching.
only enough
Yeah,
about
exactly.
it. Yeah.
And the 7th and most important point is results as the end product.
Yeah. And
And
the results aren't there.
32 games in the Premier League, 8 wins, 7 draws, 16 defeats.
So
He
that's
just,
why.
he just won his first games back to back.
Yeah.
Beating
So
us.
Win ratio of 25%
That's
in the
why I
PL.
was fully on board with the players don't become that much better when they leave United. But with the Amorim thing, because of the results, because it's the main thing, win percentage, how much you can deliver day in, day out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying Amorim out tomorrow, but after December, I think if they're not in the top, let's say we'll give him top 8
Yeah.
in the Premier League, he's got to go.
Fair.
Top 8, which is not
Like,
that
that's
hard
not
to do
bad.
with
I
I
this.
think just getting like the first 50%, and like the top 10. Like,
This
just
is
don't have to scroll down. We don't have to go to the next.
Right now, you don't have to, no?
No.
Right now, 8th.
Right now we
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, I am also of the thought that ultimately the results matter the most. And I don't care if I like you as a manager or like your system. Ultimately, if you finish like outside of top 8, even like you said, we're gonna give that much.
Yeah,
of
we're
a
being
grace.
generous, right?
The captain must sink with the ship. So you have to go. Ultimately, you have to stand by, and I think he understands that ultimately, if I don't deliver the results, it doesn't matter how great my ideas are. It doesn't matter if I go to my next club and absolutely kill it there. If I'm not doing it here, I have to go. Which is fair. Even I'm going to stand by that and say, ultimately, if you're going to give me another crap season after what I had to endure last year where I was relegation fodder, you can't be here.
good, bro.
You can't be here.
I would say in your takes, I think the first take I disagree with. I think I do blame Amorim for the results. Obviously, there's a lot more psychological, deeper like issues that are there at Manchester United that Amorim can't solve. But his system might be good in like a Portuguese league. It's
Yeah.
not. His system is only as good as his players. I've said that again and again. But you have to figure out your players' profile, and work according to that. Your second take, though, I would say I just think it's a very subjective take. Like, players don't actually get better when they leave United. I agree with. I think it's so variable. Like, United's such a big club to come and play for the biggest
Yeah.
club in the world. You could say, like, biggest club in the league. Like, And especially when they're at such a low time, there's so much pressure to come in, perform for them. It's
Immediately.
always going to be easier to go to another team
Yeah.
and excel. And even when Tana sent in the take,
And
that's
all
what I
these
said.
social media guys are just waiting to clip.
I mean, it's
Exactly.
memes, like
Yeah,
that's,
it's
that's
such
the
an
game.
amazing-
An amazing
Yeah.
highlight package of
Like
United's
Rashford, it's the
performance.
crossbar. Wow, he would never do this at United.
He never even shot at United.
Yeah.
Okay, we want to this or that for this week. So we know VVD, Virgil van Dijk, was in the spotlight this past weekend after his awkward defensive move against Caicedo's strike. And it created like a bunch of memes online about the ongoing jokes about him aura defending and like defending with his aura. And obviously, despite all the memes, the humors, he's still obviously considered to be one of the best defenders of this generation. And before we get into it, I know Tana, I just wanted to ask like a holder question.
So yeah,
to
the
us.
this or that is basically if he's overrated or not. But where do we rate him? Is he top 10 all time in the Premier League, top 5, top 2?
I think he makes the top 10.
I agree.
I think he makes the top 5.
But we're all agreeing that he's not overrated.
He's
He's
not
not
overrated.
overrated.
Van
No.
Dijk is the best defender of the modern era.
It's just Twitter
Yes.
and
Yeah.
social media.
I mean,
discourse.
the full
You finished second in the Ballon d'Or race with Messi and Ronaldo.
and almost like
And-
people saying that it's a robbery, like he
Yeah.
should have
Yeah.
won it. That I mean, okay, chal, you're saying he's top 5. Okay, is he better than John Terry?
Top 5 that I've seen, right? I have Terry, Rio, Vidic.
Fuck.
Van Dijk is right there, bro. 4 and 5. Who
Ledley
else?
King.
Ricardo Carvalho.
No, man.
No.
No, I was just
Lauren Koscielny.
No.
You know what?
Yapstam.
If he played in
But
a
I
better
haven't
team,
like really.
Yeah, but then, I mean, our generation.
he holds a special place in my
probably-
heart.
Our
I think he's the best
generation-
defender of our
He was
generation.
so good.
Who? Lauren Koscielny?
No, you forgot Vincent Company.
Company, sure.
Company was very good.
I would wait. I would put
I
Van
would
Dijk
take Van
above
Dijk over
Company.
Company.
Yeah.
I would take.
So that's top 5.
yeah.
In at least from 2000 to 2000, like 2005
Easy,
to
I
2025.
think, right?
Yeah.
Easy.
Top 3?
Top 3
Zeus, look it up, bro.
would be what? Rio, Vidic,
Terry. Has to be.
Terry,
Yeah.
or Terry, Rio, Van Dijk.
I would put Terry and Rio over because they've won a lot more leagues. Simple
I
as
kind of
that.
hate that ranking system though. I kind
No,
of
but that plays a huge part, right? What are you playing for to win?
But like.
Of course, like you're part of, and that's why you put Van Dijk in there as well because maybe he's not won as much as maybe Man City defenders. But he's a lot
ChatGPT's
better.
put him third.
Boom.
God.
They've gone
God.
Rio first, JT second, Van Dijk third, Vidic fourth, and Company fifth.
So that was our list almost word
Yeah.
for word without looking it up.
Then they've gone honorable mentions with Carvalho, Ledley King, Sol Campbell, Yapstam.
Koscielny.
Sol Campbell is a good shout.
Sal Campbell's a great shout.
Sol Campbell's a very good.
But we've just not seen these players play to say
So
enough
much,
about
yeah,
them.
yeah,
Yapstam,
yeah.
like, obviously he was there for 3 years. I think he won 3 leagues or 2 leagues in 3 years. But he was one of like the best centre backs
Yeah.
people say that they've ever seen in their life. So
I think I would probably pick JT over Rio though, even though I'm a United fan.
I would
Purely for
obviously-
longevity.
I would say JT is the best.
Purely
centre-back
for
of all
longevity.
time. Best
Because he did it
Premier League
longer than the
centre-back
other
of
two
all
did
time.
it. Like a 33 Rio
I would pick
Ferdinand was
Anton for
scandalized.
If Rio,
Scandalized.
yeah, if Rio hadn't started his podcast, I'd
Probably have him higher.
yeah.
Wait,
I just have PTSD from like Ferguson's last season when Bale literally ran circles around him.
Yeah.
who would
And I
you
was
actually say is the best centre back of all
Of
time?
the
in
Premier League, I would probably say John Terry. He was pretty much playing at the top of his game at 34, 35. Like Rio was done at 32. Vidic was at Inter Milan, not a very good Inter Milan. So
Okay, so answer na.
What?
Best centre back of all time, Premier League.
Rio. United bias, you know.
Saliba.
No, it's too early in his career. I'm gonna go with
Gabriel.
another Arsenal legend,
okay.
Soul.
Lauren Koscielny. William Gallas. No man,
Thomas
made some-
Vermaelen and Laurent Koscielny were goated, bro.
goated. They just got injured too.
For
In
Malen, I
between-
used to enjoy, bro.
Motorcycle,
between-
bro. That's slow, German.
In between, they almost
32
beat
pace.
Leicester. Almost beat Leicester to the league.
I mean, y'all have made some good points. I think I'd have to say JT, like he said, longevity and just adapting through the years to the different styles with each and every manager and being at the top of his
So
game.
the this or that became Rio and JT.
Rio JT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead
So
of
do you
Van
think?
Dijk.
Okay, so we say Rio JT are objectively 1 and 2. Does Van Dijk even come into that argument of breaking into 1 and 2, or is he for sure third?
I think for sure third.
What if No, man. I think there's always. What if he plays for 4 more years and wins 3 titles? What if he does?
I mean, JT
Anything is possible,
JT
bro.
Rio never had a season where they didn't get dribble pass.
You
And
know what?
obviously, we look at Aura defending and all, but he's obviously not doing that throughout the year. He has
And also,
insane amount of
JT's,
tackles.
no one was zooming in and
I'm
flex-
taking
on his ass and all, bro. That time didn't exist.
I'm taking my take back. I think Van Dijk is the best Premier League defender ever. Because the impact he had on Liverpool right after joining, no other centre back has ever
That's
had that
fair.
kind of impact on
Yeah.
any other team.
No signing who's a marquee signing who's been there for so long is a defender usually.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
it's usually a winger or a Haaland or an Mbappe,
And
you know,
he's
something
also
like
come
that.
from, like,
Yeah.
what, 75 million from Southampton.
Southampton, yeah.
Insane.
75
Happened,
million.
Everyone's like, what the fuck are you all doing? Like,
Yeah.
who buys a centre back from Southampton for
For so
75
much
million?
money, yeah.
And then he turned into that.
And
So-
that 75 million is seeming so cheap, right?
Yeah.
So I would take back everything I said and probably say Van Dijk. I do you all understand why the hate is happening?
Because
Yeah.
it's hilarious. bro.
I just think it's also because of that first season where he didn't get dribble past, and now we're seeing him just backing off from the ball a lot.
Yeah.
It's this thing. But you have to understand, he also backs. He does this aura defending, as people say, because
He's come up a lot, huh?
yeah,
What a
he's,
term, bro.
This
he's
aura
allowed
defending has
like
come up a lot.
Trent to become the player he is, Robbo to become the player is, them to go and push the attack so far ahead is because Van Dijk's able to hold that position centre back. Even when players are pushing forward, he's able to slow them down, let Robbo Trent come back. So I think aura defending is just stupid. I think he's great.
He's also very good on the ball.
Yeah,
He
his
can
long
ping it as
passes is
well,
better
yeah.
than any of the 5 we said. On the ball, he's better than any of them. For
Rio
sure.
could pass though.
Rio could pass, but not as
He
good as
could pass
not as
very
good as
well.
Van Dijk.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, I mean,
not
on
as
the
good
ball.
as Van Dijk.
Probably best in the air as well. Also, he's also so tall.
And apparently he smells also great. He looks also the best from
Who has the most aura, bro? Out of all of them?
I think
Who coined the term aura defending, bro?
I think Van Dijk has the most aura. I mean, aura
Bro,
defending
Vidic has
came
some
from
that Eastern
Vidic.
Europe aura is
Vidic
different,
is the
bro.
highest order because
That's
Vidic has
Serbian
that
aura?
picture where he's like fucking bleeding and he's like still there like I'm such a fucking warrior, like I'll eat you alive, like that's definitely highest aura.
How many times has Van Dijk gone in goal,
Rio has
bro?
the least
There was
of the 5. Rio has the
Oh,
least
after
aura
his podcast,
after the
easy,
podcast.
bro.
Yeah.
Rio is stupid.
So one of my friends, before each and every match we played for our school, he was a centre back and Vidic was his best favorite player, Sanat Batra. He'd watch a compilation of Vidic's best plays to some Eminem playlist on the background, and he's like, I need to get hyped up. He's like, everyone just, I'm not going to talk for 5 minutes. Put his earphones on, and he'd watch that every single game.
Even Ryan used to do this with Daya. There was a monster video, like Imagine Dragons monster, insane video, and he used to watch it every time and just get hyped like that.
I can see Ryan doing that. bro. I can just see it.
He was too good.
But yeah, so most aura, I guess you're going for Vidic.
Yeah.
Like Zal says, but about Van Dijk, he has a buzz cut, but he has long hair and he has waves on it.
Insane.
That's impossible.
It's insane, bro. Insane.
Impossible.
Next level human only.
Okay, that's about it.
Any final thoughts, Khush?
How much more do I say?
Yeah, it's a long one.
Yeah,
After a
I
while.
don't think we have the time.
Plug
Anything?
any businesses.
Nothing.
All right, guys. Thank you, guys. See you next time. Like and subscribe.